love the sound of a live orchestra. That was one of the big fights that I had with Fox at the beginning, and not even so much as a fight. They kicked and screamed a little bit. In retrospect, they've said, well, this is important to them. We're going to go along with it. And The Simpsons had done it for a number of years to use a live, anywhere from 40 to 60 piece orchestra every week. Yesterday we had our first 80-piece orchestra on the show, and I think that I love that sound. It's like crack to me.
What do you get with that extra 20?
You get, well, usually it's in the strings, and you're able to, it allows a composer the ability to kind of go fuller with the strings, because the fewer strings the brass has to hold back. The trumpets can't be blaring so loud because you got fewer strings. If you have a full orchestra and you have a full string section, everyone can kind of...
Boy, when you're making money for a network, TV stars can demand whatever. Jackie Gleason had his own train. Roseanne ordered 1,000 pizzas every Friday night. And you have an orchestra, right? When you're making money for them, that's...
But I do think that on a subconscious level, even the most simpleton the most simple-minded viewer, even if they don't know that they're hearing live music, it just somehow makes it feel more important to the viewer when they're watching.
Okay.
But that's also, it's in terms of like being able to predict what's going to succeed. My son is a teenager now, and his friends love Family Guy, and they would laugh at that Donald O'Connor joke in the little clip package and have no idea that it came from Singing in the Rain.
Right.
And these musical numbers that Seth does with Gene Kelly, and if you went in and tried to sell the show, and we were actually selling the Cleveland show, some of the network executives, are you going to do musical comedy production numbers? And we think, well, no, I think the American teenager has its fill of, Family Guy, satisfies that. But people would never want that if you pitched it, and yet it's some of the most favorite things on the show.
Yeah. Like Peter's end zone dance was Shipoopi from the music.
Right.
And I remember some people in the room thinking, once again, that Seth was out of his fucking mind when that came up, that we did the whole song. But the fact is, I believe the next morning, the word Shipoopi was the most Googled word. And the people were most going, what the fuck is Shipoopi? And he was right.
All right, let's get to some more questions. Maybe somebody in the back over there. You have a microphone, okay?
Hi, just want to say, huge fan of the show. Bill, I shat myself when I found out you were going to be the moderator.
I'm going to use that as an opening to thank this guy, because he's got a ton on his plate. When they asked who do you want to do this, there's one person in the world I did not think he would actually say yes.
We are MFF, Mutual Fans Forever. But yes, your question.
I was wondering, so this is your awesome third time around, and I was just curious, from the original start of the show to now, what do you think, if any, are changes that the show has gone through, either just from your own minds or to please the networks?
Yeah, that's a good question, because when you turn on the reruns, you can go, oh, that's an early one. Because I can't quite put my finger on how they look different, but they look different.
It's like the first Garfield book as opposed to like the 15th Garfield book.
Yeah, right.
It's like his eyes are really tiny, and then for some reason they get larger. I don't know that there were any changes that the network has been, and studio have been pretty cool about, they'll give their notes, but they're more suggestions. And they're generally good suggestions, believe it or not. They're very kind of hands-off, and they give notes when they have them.